What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we here back in Australia with some Australian trucks. We got Australian trucks, makes more sense. I did the video with like the biggest truck in Australia or something like that, and it was like it was like an 18-wheeler on steroids, you know, at least compared to America, because y'all know we had like the 18-wheelers and stuff like that. And seen these trucks just doing the dash cams, I believe, first, the Australian dash cams, and I'm like, that's on you. That's a big, big truck. I never seen a truck that big, because I'm on the road all the time, and I see 18-wheelers here in America. And I had some people comment on that video. It was funny because they were like, "Oh no, these trucks, USA, their trucks are babies compared to these trucks." So we finna see why Australian trucks make more sense. I believe they call road trains, because I got another video that I'm gonna check out as well. Video I seen, truck had like 100 something wheels. I was like, that's crazy. Definitely that would be a bad day for a tire blowout ever. But I'm sure they take care of the maintenance and stuff. Maintenance would probably be different with those. But let's check this out. Let's see what it's about.
If I was to say the words Australian trucking to you, assuming you have any prior knowledge, then most likely you'd be envisioning something like this. Known as a road train, this behemoth of a vehicle is by far the most iconic and internationally recognizable aspect of Australia's trucking industry. However, if you were to leave the desolate outback and make your way to somewhere a bit more populated, you might be surprised to find a vast array of different trucks, or prime movers, from various corners of...
Okay, the blue and the red, I'm familiar. The green, I like the design though. I don't think if I see that, it's probably rare that I see like the structure of this green one. But I like that design. It don't stick out, the front don't stick out too much, but I'm used to the red and the yellow, the red and the blue one right there.
Of the globe. On any given street, you can find European brands such as Scania, Volvo, or Iveco, Japanese brands like Mitsubishi, Isuzu, or UD, and American brands like Kenworth, Mack, or Peterbilt. In addition to this, you'll see both conventional and cabover style truck cabs, both of which are best suited for different purposes. Let's start with the conventional cab, also called a bonneted truck, which is mostly used for longer distance travel and is perfectly suited for road trains. For those of you unfamiliar with road trains, they economically connect remote Australian communities which otherwise have no way of receiving freight, as the Australian rail network mostly hugs the coastlines. There is great need for road trains in Western and Central Australia, as there is essentially no rural transportation infrastructure. Though road trains are legally allowed to operate in the states and territories of Northern Territory, Western Australia, and parts of South Australia, Queensland, and New South Wales. Road trains cover massive distances over rough terrain, often on unpaved and desolate roads. Kangaroos, cows, and various other animals are a major hazard for drivers in these remote areas. Hence why road train cabs feature thick bull bars on the front. Drivers, affectionately known as truckies, can be out for days to months at a time, so the extra cabin space is greatly appreciated, especially when it's the only refuge from the searing Australian sun.
I need to see, cause I have one of my coaches, basketball coaches, former coach, when I was in middle school, still a good friend of mine, see him often, and he has a trucking company, and that's one of my goals, to get into trucking eventually, later on, as I continue to grow. But I've seen some trucks like on TikToks, like some of them got beds in there, some of them like they can pretty much, it's pretty cozy. It's pretty cozy, but some of these trucks do be nice. They be very, very nice.
Space is greatly
appreciated.
appreciated,
See a video of the interior.
When it's the only refuge from the searing Australian sun. Conventional cabs have greater engine space than their cabover counterparts, which allows for the installation of some absolutely massive engines, which are more than required to haul these heavy loads. There's great diversity among road train configurations.
Oh my, let's say number one, B double, B triple, double road train. Wait, number 3. Okay, there's number. Dang, AB triple. It's number 9. No way. Number 9. I know I'm probably in the way on that first little card that y'all see, right? I need to see. That kind of looked like the length on the video I seen with the longest. Like it had 120 something wheels on there. Dang. that definitely takes talent and experience to drive one of any of these, really. Oh my gosh. Like I haven't looked at the process of like getting your CDL or anything like that yet, but I know some people say this is what I hear. This is not what I know. This is what I hear. Some people say it takes like 6 months, maybe up to a year, maybe two, to get your CDL. Cause I think it maybe costs like 2,000-3,000 US dollars. I guess it depends on the program where you're learning from, where you're getting it from, and stuff like that. But this is just what I've heard, you know. So if y'all know the information, you know, I know this is Australia, but man, I'm telling you, it takes a special somebody to have these special jobs like this, man. This is tough. This is like, we see these things, but this is not an easy job right here. This is crazy. I didn't even know they could do this.
But for the most part, they have 3 or more trailers in varying sizes. Given the environment of the outback, it's not uncommon for older vehicles to overheat, especially when climbing uphill. While overheating is unfortunate regardless of what kind of truck you drive, sitting on top of an overheating engine can be a little bit dicey and not to mention hot. Conventional cabs are also easier to maintain while in the bush, as accessing the engine is a simple matter of popping the bonnet as opposed to the more laborious process of tilting the whole cab. This is not to say that only conventional cabs are used in road trains. American brand cabovers, which are actually produced in Australia, can be seen from time to time hauling heavy as well. Really, it's up to individual choice, but generally conventional cabs are preferred. Jumping over to the coast, the streets are teeming with cabovers of all sorts. These stubby little warriors maintain the coastal economies where the vast majority of Australians live. Though generally Australian roads tend to be fairly wide, it can be difficult for a conventional cab driver to get around in more populated areas. Cabovers also provide a greater field of view, turning radius, and are often safer for other drivers to be around, as braking distances and agility are priorities. Usually hauling singles or maybe doubles, cabovers are perfectly suited for Australia's denser areas and shorter distance hauls. These cabovers, most of which are from Europe and Japan, are extremely well engineered, able to find the perfect medium between efficiency and safety. People in my comments seem to agree that these European cabovers are quite comfortable and luxurious,
they look comfortable,
often with air ride suspension built into the cab. And though it's a matter of personal opinion which cab style is better, comfort plays a huge role in a driver's life. What Australia's trucking industry does better...
But see, that's what let me see, like right here.
It can be difficult for a conventional cab driver to get around in more populated areas. Cabovers also provide a greater field of view, turning radius, and are often safer for other drivers to be around, as braking distances and agility are priorities. Usually hauling singles or maybe doubles, cabovers are perfectly suited for Australia's denser
I'm telling you, I've never seen, in the States, I've never seen a double. I've always seen a single. And if it was, sometimes they're like that size, or my brother played college football, and they use trucks to go, you know, I guess for like the band and all the band equipment and all that stuff. They bring like the whole squad with them. But it's just a longer single. It's not even double. It's just a longer single. So I don't know, like with single, you know, for the cab, I don't know the different sizes, but I've never seen two on one. I never seen it.
Luxurious, often with air ride suspension built into the cab. And though it's a matter of personal opinion which cab style is better, comfort plays a huge role in a driver's life. What Australia's trucking industry does better than many areas of the world is simple. They provide you with an option as to what truck you'd like to drive. Though people can argue endlessly about which cab style is better, I think we all can agree that we'd rather have the option to choose for ourselves. Alright, that's all I got for today. Feel free to like or subscribe or argue in the comments if you feel the need.
Okay, so I'm asking a question here. How does it work in Australia? Like, I know in the US you can get your CDL, and you know, eventually you can find a company to drive for, or if you have your own truck, you can do that. And let me know if it works the same way in Australia. Because I know some people that get their CDL, they might drive for a company, but, you know, they might have, like, I don't know how the options work. So if you got a company, they only got 2 trucks, I guess you only got 2 options. Or if they only got 1 truck, you only got that option. You know what I'm saying? But, because like I said, I have a friend, my former coach, who has a trucking business and stuff. He has a couple of trucks. So... But in Australia, I guess it might be bigger companies out there that give you the option and what style. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. But like you said, I'm sure truckers go for that comfort, especially being on the road all the time. Cause we have big gas stations out here for truckers. We have, sometimes they even park in the Walmart parking lot. Depending on, I would say depending on the weather and stuff like that. Most times they're either at the big gas stations that provide for truckers. I think there's now resorts. I wouldn't say a resort, but I guess you could call it. It's like a little truck stop thing where they can get some good comfort. I don't know if it got hotels, but I know they can just park there and it got their trucker needs. It's just for truckers though. But I think this is cool. Definitely want to get into more of this because, like I said, even if I just dispatch, definitely want to learn the trucking business. But that's all I have. I wanted to see how it work in Australia. These trucks are huge. I'm not over exaggerating when I say I've never seen a double, a triple, quadruple, whatever, AB doubles and all. I've never seen that many on a truck. I've always seen one big one. If that's any, that's it. But appreciate you guys. Let me know if y'all got more videos for me to check out about trucking in Australia. Hey, let me know. But that's all I have. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.